Yo, guys, we're back with not another episode, a solo mission, a side quest, if you will, from Seth from the Lonely Stoners podcast. I'm not joined by Evan today. I was with Evan earlier, smoked a few, chilled out, talked a bit. But this is going to be a solo side quest today. And we've got some big fight events, coming up this weekend, so that's probably what I'll talk about. I think we'll probably kick off with Stipe Miocic and John Jones, or as Joey Diaz like to call Stipe Miocic, Stiopic. It's a great name. But I mean, this fight is pretty cut and shut for me. It's going to be an obvious John Jones win. It's going to be pretty convincing in terms of a win from John Jones, if you ask me. I don't think that Stipe has enough to offer. Yeah, I don't think Stipe's got enough to offer offensively to really worry a fighter like John Jones. Um, I think if we're looking at the striking game, John Jones is a far more dynamic striker in what he brings to the table. Um, and then in terms of wrestling, I don't see Stipe. I don't see him going for takedowns and then being able to hold John down. I would say. I suppose it is an option for Stipe, but I wouldn't see that working out successfully for him, just because John Jones is going to be a lot quicker and is the younger man. Stipe is no fresh, no spring chicken. He's 42 coming into this fight, so he's no, like I said, he's no spring chicken. But like I said, I think it'd be a pretty cut and shut fight for John Jones. I could see even John Jones getting a knockout victory over Stipe. A head kick knockout would not surprise me. Um, I'd be surprised if it was a submission. But if it's not like a head kick knockout, it'll probably be just a boring Jones decision where you kind of just shut Stipe out and Stipe can't really get any offense going because John Jones is just keeping his distance so well. So yeah, I think that fight's gonna be pretty cut and shut in my opinion. Um, then we've got the co-main event, which is Charles Oliveira v Michael Chandler, a rematch. Now, in the first match, Charles Oliveira did win. Chandler did hurt Oliveira badly in the first round, and that's kind of what Chandler brings to the table again. Power early on in the fight. He's probably going to get gassed out because of his build, his fighter build as someone who's really athletic and explosive. Typically, to counteract that, they don't have great gas tanks. So, especially with the pressure Oliveira is able to put on in a fight, I could see. I mean, I guarantee Chandler will get gassed if this fight goes outside the first round. Chandler will get gassed. Um, but to be honest, I don't think it will matter because I think Charles Oliveira is going to win this fight. Michael Chandler is a perfect example of a fighter where his wrestling makes his striking better. Because really, if you watch a Michael Chandler fight, if you take away his athleticism and the threat of his wrestling, his striking is really rudimentary. Where his hands are way down, he's gassed out, he's not got no head movement, he can't really even evade a shot. In terms of Michael Chandler's defense is his offense. So he might get clipped a few times, and if you're going to start to unload, he'll just throw some overhands back just to get you off him. And Michael Chandler's, because he's so strong and athletic and got big power in his hands, he can just knock a guy out. He can just do that. He's got that in his wheelhouse, 100%. But Charles Oliveira, the ability for him to put on the pressure, and because Michael Chandler is so hittable, I'm probably going to go with Charles Oliveira again to win this fight. But like Renato Marcano said in his most recent podcast episode, Michael Chandler really can't afford to lose at all. So we'll see. So for my UFC 309 predictions, I know Evan touched on it a bit on the X page and gave some of his predictions. He gave like full card predictions, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to do the main and co-main. So for UFC, whatever event it is, I'm going John Jones for the main, and then Charles Oliveira for the co-main. And then, of course, over in Texas, we've got the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. Now, I mean, the fact that Mike Tyson's fighting at whatever his age is, 58, is whatever. That's, to me, that's by the by. But Mike Tyson was fighting, he last fought 20 years ago. I'm excluding the Roy Jones fight. So Mike Tyson last fought professionally in like 2005, I think, and back then he was getting cooked by bums. He was getting cooked by bums 20 years ago. So you think he's going to take 20 years off and come back better? No, that's not how this works. That's not how this happens at all. Not to mention, of course, his previously announced medical issues that postponed the fight the first time. In addition to how poorly Mike Tyson looks on the pads as well, he looks so uncoordinated, so unbalanced. Explosive, yes. Powerful, yes. But it won't matter because the way he's boxing, he will not land a punch. Now, Jake Paul's nothing special defensively. He's nothing special even as a boxer. But Mike Tyson, he I can see him really getting hurt in this fight, to be honest, because on the pads he looked so bad. Like to the untrained eye, they're looking, wow, Tyson looks quick. No, but to the trained eye, this guy looks awful. So uncoordinated, so unable to manage distance. Just rushing in, and and the bad habits that Mike Tyson had at the end of his career are still very, very, very prevalent now, as they would be. As a guy who's taken 20 years off and not even touched the gym properly. And again, at the end of his career, was having issues with his body breaking down, issues with his knees, his ankles, his hips. There's no, unless Mike Tyson catches Jake Paul with a monstrous punch in the first round, there's no reality where this fight goes longer than 2 or 3 rounds that Mike Tyson wins it. Because what we're seeing on the pads, we're not even seeing Mike Tyson be able to do this consistently for 5-10 minutes. It's literally him blitzing and doing a combo and coming out. And then the pad man resetting. To be fair, Jake Paul's not an amazing boxer, so that may be a fair representation of how the fight goes. But I'm not convinced that Mike Tyson will be anything even a 2% chance of Mike Tyson being anywhere near his prime is very unlikely to me. Particularly if this goes outside the first round and Jake Paul doesn't take loads of damage in the first and then doesn't become gun shy the rest of the fight, then for me this is easy money for Jake Paul. And he probably just sleeps him in the 3rd or 4th round. And just leaves Tyson in a mess. Just leaves Tyson snoring on he probably goes down face first as well. And I guarantee after this fight, all this stuff will come out. Mike was injured. Mike shouldn't have taken this fight. All these people were telling Mike not to take the fight. All these excuses will come out because Mike Tyson's just been knocked out by Jake Paul. And Mike Tyson will act. That's what this guy is. He's an actor. Mike Tyson will act like he's so humble and so it doesn't matter. Like, I'm here for a greater purpose, bro. You're not fooling anyone, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not even going to go in on Mike Tyson like that because who knows? He's got some loud bud and he might want to sponsor the podcast one day. Who knows? But yeah, I think Jake Paul's going to cook him. Fair and square. I think it's going to be pretty cut and shut in the 2 main events we've got this weekend. Clear cut Jake Paul winner and then clear cut John Jones winner as well. I mean, to be fair, this is like I said, a solo mission. I could probably talk, for way longer than this, but I'm not with my guy Evan, and I'm probably going to smoke one now. I smoked some with Evan earlier, and cool. We'll be back for like a proper episode soon. But I just thought, fuck it, while I'm here, baked in McDonald's, just destroyed a large Big Mac. May as well produce something for you guys. But yeah, I'm out. This has been the first ever solo mission side quest, the Lonely Stoners podcast with Seth. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm out. Peace.